Was good, yeah. So coming into the season, I predicted the Atlanta Hawks would just barely make the play-in tournament after they traded away DeJounte Murray. They had that big, whole almost mini reset in a way. I did not really have high expectations down there in Atlanta. But so far throughout the season, they've been looking pretty solid. Right now, they are 10-11, just one game under 500, and they're sitting at the 7th seed out east pretty handedly in that play-in tournament with hopes of maybe even making it out of there. So in this video, I wanted to kind of just take a little bit of a deep dive here and see exactly what's going on down there in Atlanta that's made them surprise some people. When you look at the overall stats and numbers of the Hawks, they don't have a great offense, they don't have a great defense, but they do a few things extremely well that help them win some games, and that's playing with a fast pace, forcing turnovers, and moving the ball around on offense. And I think that says more about this team and the personnel that they have and that they've kind of tweaked over the years to really help them fit this play style and fit around a guy like Trae Young. Because like I said, they did the DeJounte Murray trade, got some new pieces in and out there. They drafted Zachary Ricochet first overall. But we'll get to all of that stuff. First, I want to talk about the internal changes that happened in Atlanta. Starting off with Trae Young. They're playing a much more heliocentric type of style with Trae Young on the court this season. Again, I do think that is because they traded away DeJounte Murray, who had the ball a lot in his hands. So now that he's gone, it opens a lot more for Trae Young, and he's looked very solid. When you talk about scoring the ball, it has been a little bit of a struggle for Trae, even though he's still averaging over 20 points per game. His three-point shot has not been falling, and obviously that's Trae Young's like bread and butter damn near. He is a smaller guard, so pulling up from the logo, pulling up from three is his main source of offense. He hasn't ever really been a great finisher in this season. It's more of that. He's solid, can still get to the rim, obviously one of the best in the pick and rolls, but when you're talking strictly scoring-wise, it's been a little bit shaky for Trae Young, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he is one of the best playmakers in the NBA. He leads the league in assists per game right now at over 12 assists per game. That would be a career high for him, which is crazy considering he's been a double-digit assist guy for damn near his whole career. And he gets his passes off and gets everyone else involved in a bunch of different ways. Obviously, like I mentioned before, the pick and roll is definitely the main source of him, especially on those lobs. He is one of the best lob throwers in the NBA, but also, just driving to the basket. He's good on the kickouts. He's great at those outlet passes too, to really, get that pace up. I mentioned the Hawks play with a lot of pace. Trae Young is a big part of that as well. And with Trae averaging a career high in assists per game, I do think that really says a lot about the guys that are surrounding Trae Young and are on the court playing next to him. I think Atlanta did a great job at getting guys that fit next to Trae Young. Basically what they did is that they checked the box. It was, are you athletic or can you shoot? If it was yes to either of those two questions, you're signed to the Atlanta Hawks. And Trae's doing a great job at just setting the table for those guys, and then they can just eat off those open looks, those cuts, those catch and shoot shots. The Hawks basically run a 9-man rotation most nights, and they have 8 players averaging double-digit points per game, and then that 9th player right there, the 9th leading scorer, is at 8 points per game. So they almost have their whole rotation averaging double digits. That just goes to show you how good Trae Young is at spreading the ball around and making sure that everyone can contribute. Another guy that's really benefiting from the DeJounte Murray trade and opening up those opportunities is Jalen Johnson. Last season, Jalen Johnson was my pick for most improved player. Unfortunately, he could not qualify because he didn't play 65 plus games. He went down with that injury, came back, he didn't play enough games, couldn't win the award. And that sucks so much because I think he definitely deserved it last year. But he's taken another leap this year. I've seen some people put him in those conversations. I don't know if he'll win it or not, but the leap is real. He is getting better and better each season. He's averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists while shooting 50% from the field, 37% from 3, and he's giving you over a steal and block per game. He is one of the most versatile players in the NBA. And I feel like Jalen Johnson is almost like the blueprint for the future of the NBA. The way the league's looking right now, any stars or main guys in your rotation, I feel like it's eventually going to be anyone from 6'7" to 6'10", in that height range right there. You need to be athletic, you need to be versatile, do it all type of point forwards or power wings. Those guys like Apollo Banchero or Jason Tatum, Franz Franz Wagner, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Williams. There's so many of these prototype of guys coming up in the NBA right now, and I love it because watching them play is just amazing. And when you watch Jalen play, you could tell he defends well, he rebounds the ball, he's a great secondary playmaker. His shooting has been well improved, especially catch and shoot wise. Scoring, he can get to the basket on cuts or create for himself. Again, just a super versatile guy. He's 6'9", athletic, fits that mold perfectly, and I really do think that guys like him are the future of the NBA. And I've been talking about how guys have benefited from the DeJounte trade, like a Trae Young or like a Jalen Johnson, but what about the guy that has benefited the absolute most from this, and he was included in the trade, and that is, of course, Dyson Daniels, who has emerged as one of the best defenders in the NBA and a serious most improved candidate. This is where I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit and toot my own horn. I did have Dyson Daniels as a most improved candidate in my preseason awards predictions. I think I had him third. Right now, he's arguably first or second, but definitely top three. So shout out to me for making that pick right. I just figured Dyson Daniels coming here to Atlanta, he is giving them exactly what they need. He, as a player, can produce exactly what they want for a guard next to Trae Young. And with Trae Young being a smaller guard and not the best defender, to put it lightly, of course, it's most important that his backcourt mate is a good defender. Like I said, Dyson has been showing himself to be one of the best in the league at it. He's got great length and size at 6'8", with almost a 6'11" wingspan. He's leading the league in deflections at 6.7 deflections a game and leading the league in steals at 3.0. He's averaging 3 steals a game. That's insane. Shout out to Larry Nance. I believe he's the one that started the Great Barrier Thief nickname, one of the most elite nicknames in the NBA right now. Shout out to Dyson Daniels, the Great Barrier Thief. Make sure you guys start spreading that one around. But it's not just an impact defensively that Dyson brings. He's also improved a lot offensively, jumping up to 13.5 points per game. He also gives you 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And his jump shot definitely leaves a lot to be desired, but he's a smart player offensively, whether he has the ball and he's looking to get other people involved or drive to the basket, or when he's off the ball and he just takes a smart cut to the basket. He's a very solid finisher. I mentioned he has great size at the guard position. And then his corner three has been okay. He's shooting about 36% from the corner. If he can get that three-point shot up a little bit, he is the absolute perfect fit next to Trae Young, but right now he's doing a damn good job as well. And I would definitely say that those 3 guys are the main contributors to the Atlanta Hawks' early success. And I definitely do want to give some shout outs to some other guys though that have been very solid so far. Starting off with the first overall pick, Zachary Richeche. He's been showing flashes of being a very good NBA player. Against my Knicks, he went absolutely crazy, dropped like 30-something. I believe he had another one of those 30-point games this season too. Shows flashes of being a solid shooter. He's got great length. Once he gets it a little bit more consistent, he'll be great for Atlanta, but right now, as a rookie, he's putting up numbers. Some other wings I want to give some shout-outs to is DeAndre Hunter, who's having a career year, averaging career highs in points per game, 3-point percentage, 3-point attempts, all around great season. Garrison Matthews, too, shout out to him. He's shooting 47% from 3 so far on pretty high volume, too. And then also a really big shout-out to Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu, who are damn near splitting the center minutes in half. They're kind of doing a Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford thing right now, where they're splitting the minutes in half. You can have someone start, you can have someone close. It could be the same guy, different guy on any given night. Both of these guys really holding it down for Atlanta in the center position. They could block shots, run to the rim, rebound, and operate in a pick and roll. And if you could do those qualities, you are perfect to run next to Trae Young. Both of those guys do all of those things, and I'm really excited for Atlanta. And again, we are talking about a team that is below 500, but I'm seeing a lot of promising things out there in Atlanta, and they are definitely over-exceeding my expectations so far. Like I said, I expected them to be the 10th seed, just barely making it into the play-in tournament. Right now, they're sitting at the 7th seed, and I would say, as of right now, I'm very confident the Atlanta Hawks will at least make the play-in tournament unless someone, gets hurt and something crazy happens. They have looked really, really solid so far, and I'm excited to watch them for the rest of the season because they have been a very exciting watch. What do you guys think about the Atlanta Hawks, though? Do you think that they'll make the play-in tournament, miss it, and be a lottery team? Do you think they'll jump up to the 6th seed or higher and just don't have to go through it at all? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's links to all my social media, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.